Well, this is Ranville Church. I know you know it, but I've got an absolutely amazing story, which actually Peter told me. Peter Lieutenant Adams, yeah.
Right.
So he knew Sergeant Herb Fussell.
Right.
And Sergeant Herb Fussell was in the 22nd Independent.
Oh, right, so he's a Pathfinder.
He's a Pathfinder. Anyway, Herb and his mate get to Ranville Church and they're kind of going around, and his mate really needs a number 2.
Right.
So Herb's standing here and he's just sparking up a fag.
Yeah.
You know, waiting for his mate to do his business. And suddenly a frightened young German crashes through that gate with a Schmeisser.
Yeah.
And goes, and there's the bullet holes.
Wow.
Yes. And Herb gets out his Colt 45 and just shoots him, and that's that.
And his mate carries on having a dump.
He carries on having his dump and mentions it and says, what was that all about? And he goes, oh, some stupid crowd came in and...
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
and that's there, and it's still there. And I love this story because you can see it's absolutely that art. And of course, if you're frightened and not in control of those things, they do.
Yeah.
They always want to go up.
Yeah.
And that's there. And there it is.
That's incredible.
Look. One,
did Fussell, do we know, did he successfully, because there's a, you know, they're landing at night with their Eurekas and they're tied on to a pack, and then they have to find them, and then
so the people from Drop Zone K, which is over at the Boîte d'Homme, isn't it? They are in the wrong place.
Yes.
They end up on N, which is just behind us here.
Just behind us.
And we're going to have a look at that in a minute, because when you look at it from the top of Breville Ridge, it's just, of course it's a drop zone. It can't be anything else. But that's just there. So there is confusion. But I mean, it's like James Hill line, isn't it? Who's the 3 Brigade commander.
No doubt chaos will reign.
And it undoubtedly will. Don't be worried if it does.
Yeah.
And of course it does.
But it's also that thing of sometimes the airborne plans are just that tiny bit too complicated.
Yes, well, the reason they've got the 3 drop zones is because you've got to get to Troarn. You've got to go and destroy those lower bridges, the ones of Robom and Bure and Troarn, which are quite a long way over that way. So that's why they've got that drop zone. And that's the problem with Tim Roosevelt when he's going off to Troarn and he has to purloin that medical jeep.
Yeah, that's right.
That's come down a glider because it's too far.
His stuff's in the wrong place.
He's landed here on N.
Yeah.
But the point is,
explosives have gone missing as well, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah.
But the point is because they're all paras, they're trained to use their initiative and think on their feet, and as per the Brigadier Hill warning.
Yeah. And also they've all got their little tasks.
Yes.
They're you know, so they all go off and they all know what they've got to do, so they all go off and do it. They're not trying to move in sort of battalion strength. Yeah. Well, apart from at Merville, but they all know what they've got to do over at Merville. Yeah. But basically, we're up on. It's all rather nice round here now, isn't it? With sort of new housing estates.
Well, it is. It would have been, obviously this had all been a lot more bare, but actually just over here it's interesting because nearly all these graves here are 6th of June.
Yeah.
And there's one quite special one, which is our friend Brotheridge.
Right.
Who isn't the first. He's not the first person to die. He's the first person to be hit on D-Day.
To be struck on D-Day.
He's been struck because actually, our pal Woody Woodage found his death notice that the army issued, and the really weird thing is it doesn't issue it until the 8th of June, and it issues it in Portsmouth.
Right, because
which makes no sense at all.
So they've well,
I think what they've done is I think what happens
that's where the registry office is, where they're noting the death. Yeah.
Yes, and they're handing back his belongings.
Yeah.
But there he is, 29. I once met his daughter, because Brotheridge's wife was pregnant with his first child at the time he was killed. So his daughter never knew him. It's rather sad, really.
Some medics as well, because there was that incident where the Germans shot up a regimental aid post, didn't they?
That's right.
Killed some of the wounded and killed some of the medics.
But I think what they do with Brotheridge is he gets taken back off the bridge, and he's taken to one of the smashed horses.
Yeah.
Because also the other thing on the death certificate is that it's
in the glider.
He's in a glider, and it says cause of death, and it says damage from glider crash.
Yeah.
And I think that's because he's found in the glider. And that's because they've used that as the temporary RAP, the red.
And
he'd
he'd hurt his leg as well.
Yeah.
Because he's hobbling about before he's killed.
Yeah.
So maybe they look at his leg and think it's something to do with that.
Well, yeah, and also he's got a very badly smashed face. But if you've been shot in the neck, you're covered in blood, then you are going. You're just going to take one look at it. You're not going to have quite the thorough examination that you would have if you were.
God, out of the bitterness of war, he found the perfect peace. I mean, honestly.
Yes.
It's all. They're always hard to look at, these.
Yeah, they really are. I look at them all, you know, 21, 26, 29, 24, 27, 21.
Yeah.
It's your man's game, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is. But we should go and have a look at the other.
Yeah, it's a gun, yeah, of course.
There's one particular grave I want to show you, actually.
All right.
It's gets you every time. Whenever I'm in a Catholic graveyard, I always think how subdued Church of England is.
Well, we just
Also, some absolutely tremendous spang on this church.
Proper spang, that.
You know, yeah, but look around here. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The scars of war.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, isn't it? Look at it all. Look at all that. Extraordinary.
The thing is, so there are those graves along the wall there, and then we have the actual. There's a cemetery, proper CWGC cemetery here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've been to
And the reason these are
service here,
all arranged oddly is because this was a temporary
yes,
one to start off with, and then they just kept them here.
that's right.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's just over here.
Yes, I've been to the service here with with the Shetland pony mascot and all that.
Have you?
Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah, very good. I mean, you know, you look at it, it's a hell of a lot, isn't it? A lot of people killed.
Yeah. So Gordon Highlanders, because after all, the Highland Division come up here, don't they?
Here you are.
And join in.
Look at this one. Pea Skulls, East Yorkshire Regiment, Sword
Yep.
Beach,
Yep.
landing on Red Section. Age 20, and his brother Jack lost his life in Burma. Age 20, so 18th of the 2nd, 1943, that's the Arakan. That's Irwin's failed offensive.
Yeah.
Two brothers, both age 20.
That's shocking.
6th of June 1944. So he's obviously killed on or close to the beaches, isn't he?
Yep.
Really sad.